Nathan Cottrell, one of the two returners for Georgia Tech. Bringing it back is Tobias Oliver, the quarterback. That's short. Jordan Mason is the running back. Short, and here's Presley Harvin to punt it away. Terrence Horn Jr. No, Johnny Ford is the returnee. And he is brought down. Tight end, two receivers to the right. Three different sets used by Bell. They'll hand to Cronkite first down. And he's finally tackled on the play by Kelton Dawson.
Number 24, Keenan Johnson's a safety, but he's hanging out around the line of scrimmage right now.
Sure is. Trying to get the reroute. Barnett dumps it across. Ford to catch. And he's taken to the ground by Tariq Carpenter.
Prowler package. You see Keenan Johnson coming around from the outside. There's pressure. Georgia Tech loves the matchup with their secondary.
Snyder to punt. Amarian Brown, who had the TD catch last week, fields the punt at the 28. Brown's got terrific speed and cannot get out of the angle of three Bulls tacklers. 45-yard punt, no return, no score.
The scheme the best out of all of them.
You see they plugged Jahazel Lee in now at left tackle. Straight ahead, Mason spins and first down.
He proved himself in a crowded running back room.
1st and 10. Johnson the keeper. Lucas tries to work here near side and will get to the 35 and a first down.
This is what we saw a lot of last week, Wes. Zone read, and with Lucas Johnson in the game, you don't expect nearly as much of it, but a very capable runner. Obviously recruited to run this triple options. The ability to run the zone read is something that comes natural to these Georgia Tech quarterbacks.
Wow, South Florida played that well. Crashing down, Devin Studstill. Lucas Johnson and all three quarterbacks for Georgia Tech have check, read, throw in their priority chain here. Here's Mason. Got a little help on a block. Jordan Mason thrown out of bounds at the 32 and a flag down on the play. This is 51 yards. The kick by King is no good. Quick throw to the perimeter. In the hands of Jernard Phillips. And he got thrown out of bounds across the way by Zamari Walton, and a flag thrown in behind it. After a 7-yard play.
Practice it in practice. Their sideline's going crazy.
Here's Barnett looking on the backside and overshoots the intended receiver. I think that was Jernard Phillips. Needs 4 here. Pressure coming. Crossing route. Catch made. St. Felix, who we talked about at the top. First down and more. To the 17 goes Randall St. Felix on his first catch. 21 yards.
Blake Barnett, Georgia Tech not able to do it here. Let the long developing crossing route come. St. Felix able to make the catch, get the first down, and a little bit more. Georgia Tech typically plays man-to-man in these situations, but here they decide to go zones. Blake Barnett tries to find him. They go to the air.
Play fake and Barnett to throw. And it is Wilcox. On cue, but steps out of bounds. Short of the first down by about 3 yards or so, maybe 4. Whose longest field goal a year ago was 38 against UMass. And this one from 28 is good. South Florida scores first. 3:40 to go, first period in Atlanta.
Tobias Oliver motioning into the backfield.
Here they come. Graham going to turn it upfield. So we've seen Lucas Johnson. Now we see James Graham, Tobias Oliver on the same snap.
He talked about the fact that the quarterback has relied on to make checks in the pass game and the run game for Georgia Tech.
Graham's got to get away from pressure. And as he stepped up in the pocket, it'll collapse around him. It'll be a loss of about 2 on the play. From the 6, Barnett and the Bulls. Johnny Ford tried to get outside, and Georgia Tech.
True freshman's able to get in the backfield, shed the block, and bring the speedy running back down.
We heard this might happen, or snap or 2, and Evans going to keep it. And he will be stopped at the 15. Played high school rugby, now plays college football in the United States. Hammers the punt to Brown. Amarian Brown at the 35 has got great speed. Brown turns the corner, steps out of bounds at the 43-yard line of the Bulls, plus field territory for Jeff Collins' team. The tight end and 3 receivers, and boy, Mason had nothing there. In fact, lost a yard, maybe 2. Johnson wants to loop it downfield, and a flag will be thrown against KJ Sales on a ball intended for Malachi Carter. Bulls are going to bring 5. Quick throw to Carter, and a face mask flag will come out on Sales as Carter falls forward to the 26, and they'll add to that. He'll keep it right side. Close to a 1st and goal. It will be 1st and goal, Georgia Tech. Inside the 3, and Jordan Mason was helping with the block. Mason in the game with Johnson. They hand it to Jordan Mason. Touchdown for Georgia Tech. Two-yard run puts the Jackets in front. And his team's got their first lead of the season on Jordan Mason's 2-yard run. A lot of movement up front in the pre-snap. Here's Barnett throwing to the near side. Ball caught, Horn knocked out of bounds. That'll be a 1st down for the Bulls. And in short. Cronkite tries to get to the perimeter, and he will be dropped out in space. Quez Jackson. Barnett brings Miller toward the formation. Up in the pocket, now trying to escape. And he fumbled the ball, and out of bounds it went. It looked like Charlie Thomas slapped it out of his right hand.
Well, Wes, they're looking for number 19. Bryce Miller coming back on a little delayed, but Georgia Tech sniffs it out, and the pressure on Blake Barnett he doesn't find him early, and then by the time he can, Georgia Tech rallies to the football.
Nathan Cottrell is in the backfield. That's Carter in motion. They'll flip it to Malachi Carter trying to get to the edge, and he'll lose 2 yards on the play back to the 18.
And get to the edge. You see Malachi Carter here. He's going to come across. They're just trying to get to the edge, but South Florida does a pretty good job of leveraging it early and slowing down Carter. And then route
for Georgia Tech. Left tackle is their defensive tackle, Jahazel Lee. And then at center, they now have William Lay, who struggled with snaps early. Hopefully it does not remain a constant.
Dangerous Johnny Ford drops back for the Bulls to wait on Presley Harvin's end over end. Ford fumbled it, and Georgia Tech has come up with it at the 44 of South Florida. Another plus field territory start after the Bulls turned it over. By the way, not here today as well with another injury situation. Throw for Carter from Johnson is offline. KJ Sales defending. Barnett to throw. Up in the pocket, in trouble, sacked.
Chico Bennett, the true freshman, coming off the edge. And this is something that these tackles at USF struggled with against Wisconsin, handling that speed rush around the corner.
Darvo, the offensive line coach for South Florida, former teammate of mine at the University of Louisville. He loves his group. He loves their work ethic. But you have a former guard at left tackle, and his right tackle struggles with speed as well. Number 77, Marcus Norman.
Well, Bennett forced the throw from Barnett, and then Tariq Carpenter wiped out Johnny Ford on the catch.
And up at D-end.
Barnett to throw. Here comes the pressure. Got it away, but incomplete. Amarian Brown waits. Good punt by Snyder. Brown over the shoulders at the 30. Cutting back, trying to make a couple guys miss, and a very nice open field tackle from South Florida. Oliver, the pitch. Mason around the edge. 1st down and more to midfield.
You may have seen this in Paul Johnson's offense a year ago. Quarterback, running back option. He's able to break a couple of tackles and then drag another defender.
I think Tobias Oliver gives them the best chance of moving the ball down the field on South Florida.
Amari Brown on a jet sweep, got pulled down by the horse collar and a flag thrown.
This is a guy who was the leading returning rusher for this Georgia Tech team from a year ago. Knows how to run the option.
Mason hammered a bull at the line of scrimmage and has it now 1st and goal. Oliver will keep it. Cut back at the 5. Touchdown. 7-yard run for Tobias Oliver.
The goal line. We've seen this a number of times. There's a quarterback sweep, and this time South Florida over pursues. There's a wide open lane, and Tobias Oliver could have walked into the goal line, into the touchdown. Able to field a little bit of an errant snap.
Front's played well here in the first
Well, they
half.
do a great job of moving and using their quickness. The linebackers have been active.
There's 4. He'll get the first down, I believe. Wanye Thomas all the way across the field to bang him out of bounds after a 10-yard play. So here's Barnett. Going to throw, and it is ruled a catch at the 43-yard line by Bryce Miller.
That's big. They put 2 more seconds back on the clock. See the catch. A really good job on the sideline.
South Florida just 2 of 8 on 3rd down, first half. Barnett near side. Wilcox took a big lick when he caught it from Carpenter. Schneider to punt. Amari Brown. Averaged about 7 yards a return. This is a heck of a punt again from Schneider. Fumbled by Brown. Caught it on the bounce at the 14. And tripped up after about a 5-yard return.
From that slot position if there's a double pass, but see what James Graham does here.
Graham going to drop. Amari Brown on the catch. First down. Shy of the 40-yard line. Devin Studstill the tackle. 19-yard strike.
A lot of time in the pocket, this offensive line. USF only rushes 3. Amari Brown able to find a little bit of a soft spot over the middle. James Graham in this early season has looked the most comfortable of all the Georgia Tech quarterbacks throwing the ball. Remember, he and Amari Brown playbook with this combination of personnel.
This is Graham on the keeper. First down, Georgia Tech near the South Florida 40.
It's a little outside zone read. Defense actually probably makes the wrong read or makes a guy miss on the edge, the run support player.
Here's Graham. In trouble, sacked. Big play that time. Diving all the way into the backfield was Tyreek Jones.
Wasn't really anywhere to throw the ball down the field, but quick move by USF up the middle.
Graham's going to keep it and just get what he can, and this will end in the punt. Wesley Harvin end over end and fumbled again. Ball is loose, knocked out of there, and let's see, South Florida might have gotten it at the 11. Sanders tried to make the play again. And Georgia Tech may have missed an opportunity to scoop up another turnover.
That happened right in front of me. Very fortunate bounce for USF.
And the Bulls dodged one there in Atlanta. Third and long for the Bulls. Georgia Tech trying to get to Barnett. Squeezes around in the pocket. Has a little bit of a lane, and Barnett's got the first down and more. Breaking into the secondary, and Thomas will pull him down across midfield.
In the game plan last week, here Georgia Tech does a really good job of coverage on the back end, and they actually get to him, have a couple shots at him, but Barnett, an above-average athlete, certainly a really good runner, had 91 rush yards against this Georgia Tech team.
2 receivers, Dukes and Phillips here to the near side. Barnett wants to keep it. And depending on the spot, he's going to be short. Clock right, first down.
A crease to get the first.
No surprise, they went over there behind Atterbury and Harris, and now play behind the line.
I need to pick up some of that.
Barnett from the pocket. He'll just dive back at the 44. And Roddy, that's a really long field goal now.
Well, you think about the penalty. You had 2nd and 11, and you have the penalty, brings you 2nd and 16. And I tell you what, the past 2 weeks.
Tobias Oliver with Jordan Mason. Georgia Tech start deep in its own territory after the punt from Schneider. Here they come. Johnson bails. He'll turn it up the field. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he got it.
Actually, it's a good cross blitz. But right up the middle pressure, there's nobody leveraging the ball on the outside. Down for Georgia Tech. That would have been a huge stop for South Florida.
Johnson stays in, deflected, intercepted. KJ Sales at the 25. So the turnover by Lucas Johnson, and South Florida set up in plus field territory on Georgia Tech's first giveaway.
This looks like an RPO. Run pass option. Lucas Johnson decides to pull it. The ball is tipped and right in the arms of KJ Sales.
Patrick Macon, the one able to tip that ball up in the air, number 55 for South Florida, had a huge game last week.
McLeod stays in the game as the quarterback. Back across the middle, it's caught. Johnny Ford, touchdown.
That they've got man beaters for Johnny Ford, and this time they get it. He get enough protection. Johnny Ford makes a move against Tariq Carpenter. They're going to come back over the middle.
Just better than a minute gone. Mason trying to drive the stack, and I don't think he's going to get it. Just the tight end. Jalen Camp, the receiver, here to the bottom of your screen. This is Jordan Mason shredding another tackle and picking up the first down. Roddy, that's what you were talking about earlier, 12-yard run.
15 tackles last week against one of the best, most talented groups in the country. He should be stopped for a 3-yard gain. Breaks a tackle there, breaks a shoestring tackle there.
Second and let's call it 6 here. Johnson, and the catch is made. Dylan Devaney, ball pop loose, Bulls recover. It does result in the second Georgia Tech turnover in as many possessions.
Reviewed, and we sat in the replay officials conference early in the year. Did he have it long enough to be considered a runner and have it be a fumble? They're going to check it. An act common in the game. That's a fumble. South Florida recovery.
Roberts the hit, Slade the recovery. McLeod back to work. Wide open Wilcox. He'll cut back at the 20. Wilcox at the 10 and down at the 1. Mitchell Wilcox, the tight end, a huge play at 54 yards.
Conference tight end. Let's see if he gets in there. Dives, no, the ball falls short, but they were able to get him on a little wheel route. They got a little pick play and freed up Mitchell Wilcox. A huge play on the turnover. You talk about sudden change. You get a turnover, taking a shot.
Crockright. Did he fumble the ball? He did! Chemedzik comes out of there with it.
He get the ball over the goal line before he fumbled it. From this angle, you couldn't really tell. Reaches it out. I don't know, he might have. I don't know if there's enough there to be able to overturn it. We'll see if they even take a look, but.
Johnson on a boot. Slips it to Davis, the tight end. Flag thrown as he dives out across the 13 for a first down. If it stands, Mike Hampton. 3 turnovers in the last 4 possessions here, guys. Mason. Another cutback, a big pole, and Jordan Mason across midfield before Sales makes the play. On his 19th carry.
He's been physical in his running. Able to bounce this one out. You get him in the open field, shows a little wiggle, breaks the tackle down the field. This man is having himself a day.
Boy, Jack DeFord, nice clear out. Jerry Howard in the sidecar with Lucas Johnson. Little flip to the back, and cannot get away from Mims, who has come in here to spell Patrick Macon. Snap to him. Johnson going to cut it loose. Downfield, just beyond the reach of Jalen Camp. Trying to fit it in between Nick Roberts. Rushing 4. First down catch. Out at the 16, 17-yard line. Cronkright can't get going. Quez Jackson, another play from his linebacking spot.
Expect Georgia Tech to bring some pressure.
Here they come. McLeod flush to his right. In trouble. Trying to find a cutback. Does he have enough room? No, he doesn't. Brought down shy of the 25. He needed the 27. Snyder gets it away. Amarian Brown retreats. Off the 20. Brown dips, darts, and is pulled down. Nice play downfield there. The 19, Eric. Go the Jackets, leading by 4. Oliver, right side, got a block. And Tobias Oliver tried to stay in bounds. Got knocked out. That'll stop the clock with 3:15 to go on the Nick Roberts shove.
He said the physical part isn't tough going both ways. It's more the mental, trying to pick up a new offense and a new defense.
Here's Mason staying in bounds. South Florida drops him back behind the line of scrimmage.
Your alma mater, Fighting Phoenixes.
That's it. Oliver will keep it. Took a big hit from Macon. Wow. At least on the home portion of the schedule and in the Coastal Division. Comes back, and in his home debut as the 20th coach in school history, he beats an old nemesis from the American, South Florida. 14-10 is the final here today, and a nice win for the Jackets.